Alright, you dandelion dick pieces, how are yous all? How are yous all doing? Are you all doing well? I hope so. And here we're going to talk about Dead Space number 2. Ted Space, yes, Ted Space. Just imagine Father Ted in space with fucking Father Jack. Arse biscuits, and then the necromorph stab him in the face. That'd be quite different, wouldn't it? Fucking arse! Stab. Anyway, sorry about that, just a wee bit of flight of fantasy, you know. I like to do that every now and again. It's good fun.
Dana, I found Isaac Clarke. Repeat, I have him.
Great work, Franco. Be careful. He's been out a long time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. Steady. We gotta get you out of this straitjacket. Where am I? Alright, I know you're confused right now. I can explain everything, but you gotta trust me, okay? Listen, you're in terrible danger.
So if you're no guests, Dead Space 2 is a follow-up to Dead Space, except this time it's not set on a big spaceship. It's set on a rather big space station. So it's a stationary spaceship, if you will, still floating in space, right enough. But it allows for a hell of a lot more locales to be explored, a lot more diversity of said locales. You'll get like living quarters, and then you'll get bits that look like a giant space church. I'm getting 40k vibes for this, you know, Warhammer 40,000, aye. I'm getting 40k vibes, and this fucking marker's followed me here. When Isaac's been haunted by his dead girlfriend. Aye. What's her face? It's Nicole. Her face's name is called Nicole, and she appears to Isaac throughout the story as a hallucination. It's actually pretty good. It's a good way of sort of conveying a mental health type thing within your video game without it being, you know, cheap and sort of throwaway.
What did you find aboard that ship, Isaac?
I found something.
What did they find aboard the ship, Isaac?
The marker.
Did you have contact with this marker? It made you see things, didn't it? Things you didn't want to see.
It spoke to me.
What did it say, Isaac? What did it say to you, Isaac? Isaac, can you hear me?
There's many points in the story where Nicole will seemingly be attacking Isaac, and it's just him getting off his nut, trying to kill himself. And I think we could all relate to feelings like that every now and again, so just beware of this, you know. And the space station we're on is called the Sprawl, or Sprawl. It's a bit of a shite name, is it not? I'd have called it like the Super Duper Spaceship Alley-Ooper Pooper Scooper. I don't know, something better than Sprawl. Welcome to the Sprawl. Sounds like a prison from a sci-fi movie. Sounds like you'd be sent there in Star Trek days, like the Klingons would have this prison called the Sprawl. No, it's just where I live, mate. You're like, what? Fucking hell. Aye, okay. Shite space station names aside, you're gonna get a lot more types of necromorph in this game. Loads more. You've got your acid spitting necromorph. You've got big gangly fucking necromorph bosses that appear like the first big thing you face. And you face it a couple of times actually. It's pretty cool. You'll get like darting necromorphs, ones that'll run towards you, and they're just a pain in the arse, I'm sorry. Pain in a hole. Then you get the controversial child necromorphs, and they come in two varieties. They come in like toddler, 5-year-old style size, hobbit sized, and then baby. And the baby ones blow up. Quite gruesome. There's a lot of gruesome scenes in this game. I love it, but it's quite controversial for obvious reasons. Folk get a bit weird when it comes to shooting zombified children, and I think that's fair enough. I think that's quite fair enough. Still doesn't stop me playing the game, you understand? Or shooting them, because, well, it's either them or you at that point, and well, it ain't gonna be me, okay? Speaking of gore, the death scenes in this game are fucking mental. Love them. Just getting chopped to bits, watching Isaac flail about like a fanny. It's like, well, I fucked that up. There's other ways of taking care of necromorphs in this game as well. You've got the ability to shoot out windows and have them sucked into the vastness of space. But you must be quick and engage that, you know, bulkhead. And it's like a wee red triangular thing above the actual window. You shoot it, bulkhead comes fleeing down. That means you don't die. But they die. Or do they die? Are they not already dead? I don't know, are they actually? They could be. And there are quite a few new characters in this game, reason being that only Isaac survived the last one, so they're kind of fucking have to be. Some like you, some pretend to like you, then betray you. Bastards. And it turns out some of these characters are part of a cult called Unitology. Kind of like Scientology, only they're even bigger wankers because they, well, I would say they're bigger wankers, but they're probably less misguided because their religion's actually fucking real. And this marker actually does change people into these grotesque fucking behemoths of death. Love it. I do love it. I'm sorry. I just kind of get fucking... I love it, mate. And I love dismembering these pricks. And one thing that I've actually been using a lot more in this game than the last one's the kinesis. Because you'll find wee fucking spikes and all kinds of things out of the shop. And fucking just woodoom fuck you, and then smacking them into the bulkhead of a fucking ship, or you know, just, you know, pinning them onto a wall and they just dangle there. Mate, I love doing that to bad guys. I love pinning them to walls and watch them just go blue like fish, and then they die. But they're already dead, so they're not really dying. Aye. Fucking mental. I think this game sent me off my nut. And can I just say what a great name Isaac is for a protagonist? You don't really hear that anymore. I hope he's got a brother called like Ezekiel and a cousin called Nathaniel. That'd be brilliant. The mad brothers Zeke and Isaac and fucking just like Avenging Angels or something like that. There needs to be a Gabriel in there. I know that's what their dad can be, Gabriel, right? And I'll swoop down and fucking smite these necromorph pricks. Guys, I told you I could waffle on some amount of pish. That just fucking proved it right there. If there was an Olympic sport for talking pish, I'd get platinum fucking gold every time. It's part of my charm though, so... As you find yourself fucking having a bevy of some nice new weapons and new suits, by Christ. There's the security suit, which is the one I'm using in this playthrough. You can also get the engineer suit. But I decided I wanted something a bit different, a bit cooler, a bit more debonair, shall we say. And then you'll get, like, if you've played the first game, you'll get like a refurbished plasma cutter from the first game. It's just an aesthetic thing, it's just a skin. Doesn't, from what I can see, doesn't make any fucking difference in which plasma cutter you use. But I'd always keep that bad boy on standby. Other new weapons that I've noticed is... I'm just going to call it the Impaler because I can't remember the name. It fires fucking like rods. The ones that you'll see floating about the fucking space station. You can grab a kinesis and pin people to walls with. It's basically, it's a javelin gun, that's it. It's a fucking javelin gun. Which has got a alt fire of electric. It shoots out electric fucking... It's like a lightning gun. And I'm just like, okay, that's a bit of a strange alt fire, but cool. You get a weird alt fire with... In fact, I don't know if this is the first game or if it's the second with the assault rifle. You hold down a button and the gun will just... It's the fucking first game, I remember that. Silly bastard. What a twat. Don't know why you're listening to my videos, do you know what? I'm talking shite most of the time and I don't actually know what I'm talking about. I'm kidding. Talking about games, for Christ's sake. It's not an Olympic sport. May as well be, right enough. Wonder if we'll see esports in the Olympics in the next few hundred years. We can see a bunch of fat bastards sitting playing fucking League of Legends pretending that they're fucking athletes. Oh yes, I'm a fucking athlete. I've got type 2 diabetes and I sit there and eat Cheetos and Mountain Dew, and I sit in my arse for 13.5 hours a fucking day. Aye, some athlete you are, you prick. Athletes. Fuck off. The only thing that makes them an athlete's fucking athlete's bastard and foot. That's the closest thing to an athlete they'll ever fucking be. Anyway, back to Dead Space 2, alright? Now, I'm going to have to say that this game is a hell of a lot more action-packed, and it takes no time in getting into just the meat and potatoes. There's no fucking about, there's no build-up, there's just, well, you're Isaac, boom, necromorph invasion. You're like, fucking hell, you need to run, because you're in a straitjacket. Run like a fanny. I did actually die a couple of times during this first wee run part of the game, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just ran right into the arms of the necromorph and get smashed and eaten. Maybe no smashed, because we all know what that means, don't we? It means getting flung at the floor and fucking bitten. What else could smashed mean, for fuck's sake? And Isaac's got his voice in this game. He's fully voiced the whole way, which is good. Well, some folk think so, some folk don't think so. And when you play this, if you've played that Red Faction Armageddon game, you're going to see a few similarities. One in particular with a Total Recall inspired mining vehicle type thingy majiggery. Only that's going in, doesn't matter, but you'll see what I mean if you've played both games. This came out first, so Red Faction did steal it. That's why I tend to call Red Faction Guerrilla. No, Jesus fuck. That's why I tend to call Red Faction Armageddon Dead Space Light, because that's what it is. It is Dead Space Light. The graphics in this game though, man, they're something to behold. I like a lot of the lighting's brilliant, like when you're in really dark sections with no lights on, other than when you bring up the gun, the torch will kick in, but you can actually see the light for Isaac's fucking helmet come through the grates and make that shape wherever you are. It's cracking, it's like, mate, it's fucking, for an Xbox 360 game, I'm impressed. I'm playing this on my Xbox SX through backwards compatibility, and it's running at a rather smashing 60 FPS. You don't get the amazing like fucking 4K graphics or whatever. It's still an old game, so you've still got all the jaggies and all that pish, but the game runs at a fucking blistering pace. It's no fucking slowed down either. Even back in the 360 days when this was first out, game never really had any big major hiccups. A lot of set pieces in this game, and all this is, like I said, this is more action packed, so it's not quite as slow as the first game, which I actually kind of preferred, if I'm being perfectly honest. But a lot of folk aren't going to be a fan of that. Nah, not going to be a fan. So I'm wondering when the remake comes out, are they just going to remake 2 and 3, or is Dead Space Remake going to be a jumping off point for a completely different adventure set in different places? I kind of hope not, actually, or at least I'd like them to maybe combine 2 and 3, make it a much bigger game, and because 3's not entirely shite, it's got some issues, microtransaction issues, and that was the big issue. Was it microtransaction? And people were like, fuck this shit. In a single player game, no, there is co-op right enough in the third one. I don't know if there's any multiplayer in this, but who gives a fuck? No one talks about fucking Dead Space multiplayer in any fucking shape or fucking form, because it was bollocks. It's like multiplayer and like, oh, Bioshock 2 had multiplayer. Ever hear anybody ever talk about that? No fucking danger, because it was bollocks. Shoehorn shite. Even the Mercenaries mode in Resident Evil doesn't get much love these days. It did back in the day, but now people are like, let's play fucking Fortnite and Apex Legends. I'm like, fuck your Apex, fuck your Fortnite, and fuck shitey tacked on multiplayer modes that nobody liked. Fuck off. Put it into the main part of the game and stop wasting your resources and your fucking time, you twallies. What was I saying? Oh, aye. Where they're going to go with the remakes, and maybe they'll remake Dead Space 2, will they make the space station bigger, or make it smaller, will they have more locations? I don't know. I don't have a clue. But it will be exciting to see, and I'm just really thrilled that Dead Space is coming back. Even if it is a remake, I'm just thrilled that the franchise is not fully dead, and maybe EA can start resurrecting other things. Well, actually they are, sort of, but never mind. Anyway, this is a fucking fucking brilliant game. I love Dead Space 2. I'm going to look at the DLC. I actually didn't realise this had any story DLC. It's called Severed. And we will see what we can sever. Everything, I hope. And we'll see what that's all about, and I'll put a video about that out after this one. It's going to be an exciting time. I fucking love Halloween as well. Right folks, I'm going to wrap this up. I hope you buy the game and I hope you love it. It's a great companion to the first game. It isn't as slow, but that's not any part of its detriment. It's fucking great. I fucking love it, right, Moan? Yes! Buy the fucking thing! Catch you all later. Kisses.